welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I'm your yarn host, Jennifer. Now, like I said in another episode, cue the lawnmower. Mr. Cinnamon is mowing the lawn. The reason he's mowing the lawn is we're getting ready to decorate and put the Halloween decorations out, which means for the next several weeks we will not be able to mow the grass. So if you hear a motorized sound in the background, I apologize, but I am filming at the front of the house and he is mowing at the front of the house. So I was trying to talk extra loud, and please, if you hear the lawnmower, please ignore it. And I apologize. So, well, first of all, in case anybody wants to know, this is my hairnet or Snood pattern that I made a video tutorial for. If anybody's interested, I will try to remember to link it below. But I'm going to be working in the yard and I want my hair off of my neck and off of my face, and so hairnet. Alright, today we are talking about the Mary Maxim crochet kit and the knit kit because I ordered both because I can do both. I'm bi-stitchual. So I'm proud of that. Can I tell you, I'm so proud of that. I always would look at knit items and, like, to me, I would just admire them and think there's no way I'll ever be able to take 2 sticks and make anything out of it. Because to me, it is so nonsensical to have 2 pointed sticks and think that you can do anything with it. So if you're at that point and you want to learn how to knit and you think that 2 pointy sticks is ridiculous, I've been there. My brain could not wrap around 2 pointy sticks. Like a hook, yeah, I could grab it and pull, but how are you pulling anything with a pointy stick? I've been there. Sometimes I'm still there. But I'm learning new techniques all the time. I actually have a pattern that I'm going to try to show you this week. Ross wrote a new cowl pattern, and can I tell you, Ross is smell great guy, smells like yarn. He's known by both. I always link Ross below. Like, I talk about him in every episode. I am obsessed with his patterns. And I know, I'm obsessed to probably an unhealthy level, but his new cowl pattern, I had so much fun making this pattern. I emailed him as soon as it was finished. I'm like, I'm making more of these. I love this pattern. He did such a good job on writing that pattern. And it scared the heck out of me reading it because I'm like, I don't know how to do any of this. It was easy. It was so easy and fun, and it was 2 different colors working at the same time. It was just so much fun. I'm probably going to do an episode just on Ross and his new cowl pattern because, like, I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. But I am really proud of myself that I am learning new things with knitting every day. I still love crochet, and there are several things that I need to get started on with crochet, but I have currently 4 knit whips. Yeah. And there's probably going to be more added to that. But I got to get working on Christmas gifts, and some of my Christmas gifts are crochet. Actually, a lot of them are. Last night, I will post a picture here. Last night we went out and had our first fire of the season, and it was really chilly outside, and I grabbed my Fudget shawl that was inspired by Debbi the Canadian crocheter. It is a massive just shawl that I fudged. So there was no pattern. I just did it. I didn't care if it was ugly. I just wanted a really giant shawl that I could sit on, entirely wrap myself up in. And as I was sitting there warm, my daughter was freezing her butt off. Mr. Cinnamon's freezing his butt off. I was toasty. I had this big, thick, double thick shawl on. And I was thinking this would make a perfect Christmas gift for, like, a couple people I know. Just a big giant shawl. And because it's double thick, it would use twice the amount of yarn. I could probably clear off a shelf just by making 2 of those. Like, I could probably clear off this shelf just by making 2 of those shawls. So I was like, I already know who I'm going to make those shawls for. I might make more than 2, but I need to get started on that. And then I have the kit that Mary Maxim so generously sent me for little man as a Christmas gift that I needed to get worked on. That is an amazing, beautiful pattern. Anyway, I am, like, off track. I apologize. I'm all over the place today. The Crochet and Knit Club from Mary Maxim is right here. Now, last month I told you I didn't get either of the kits because I forgot about the kits. And I didn't have the money in the bank account and it got canceled. So that's cool, like no big deal. I wasn't real happy with those kits anyway. I mean, I would have liked them, but like at the same time, like I wasn't super disappointed that I didn't get them. And then I ended up finding some of the yarn at Tuesday morning, so we were good. We're all good. So this month I was like, oh no, I forgot again. But because it got canceled last month, I had to go in and reorder the kits. I had money this time though. And so I went in and I reordered both the kits. So we're back to, these cost me $9.99 plus shipping each because I restarted the kit. So that's what I paid. Normally they're, I think, $12.99 per kit plus shipping. They combined shipping, so the cost of both kits to be sent to me was like 11 something. Got my receipt right here. The kits were $9.99 each. Shipping was $11.45, so the total came out to $31.43 for both kits. Came to me super fast after I remembered to order them, and I only remembered to order them because I saw like 5 podcasters post that they got their kit, and I was like, can't watch that video, can't watch that video, can't watch that video, because I want to be surprised. I don't want to see what's in the kit. And then like I was watching Carrie Penny, for example, and she was doing her show and tell, but in the show and tell she's like, oh, and my Mary Maxim kit, and she started to hold it up, what she made, and I was like, nope, fast forward, because I don't want to see. Ross did the same thing in his video. I was like, fast forward. So I got like a little clips of color, but I didn't see, like, you know, I was trying to be surprised, but it's my own fault. Like, it's my own fault for forgetting again. So anyway, we're gonna start with the crochet kit. I actually really like both of these month's kits. The yarn, not my favorite, and I know from being a yarn troll and trolling all the yarn sites, I know that all of this yarn is clearanced out and discontinued, or the colorway specifically has been discontinued, and some of this yarn in both of these kits is like long time been on sale. But because I only paid $10 for the kit plus the cost of shipping, which I'm not even including because you have to pay to get stuff shipped, that's just a given, so I don't even include that in the value or the price or anything. This kit has 5 balls of yarn for $9.99, which is a good deal all day long. And then the pattern, I don't know if this is something I will make for myself, but this very much could be turned into a pocket shawl with just the addition of pockets. And like everybody is like all about the pocket shawls right now. They're not my thing. Like, I like big giant triangle shawls. So I don't think I will, unless someone specifically asks me to make them one, I don't think I'm gonna make a pocket shawl. They're not my thing, okay? But the design on this is really pretty. Try not to, I can't see what I'm doing. Isn't that pretty? And the yarn is pretty. But I think this will probably be something else. But I do like this pattern. It is really, really pretty. And it's a good way to learn new stitches. It's a good way to learn new stitches. I mean, I pretty much know how to do all that, honestly. But it's pretty. It's really pretty. And the yarn that is in here is Red Heart Unforgettable, which I don't think I have any Unforgettable on my shelf. I have the Unforgettable Waves, which is very similar, but it's more of a thick thin. But I don't think I have any Unforgettable. I have worked with this before. I made a beautiful shawl out of this in the color Parrot, I believe. Look at those colors, are just so gorgeous for fall. I just love that. What was I gonna say? Oh, but this tends to be expensive. Like, even when it was on sale at EC More, it was still more money than I was willing to pay for this. So I have never bought Red Heart Unforgettable retail. I have only bought it at the thrift store, which is how I made the parrot colored shawl, because I found it at the thrift store because someone decided they didn't like it. That's gorgeous. 5 balls of this. I did not look up the price of any of this yarn. I will link Carrie Penny from the Happy Crafty Homemaker because she does a very detailed explanation of these kits. And I don't know if she got the crochet one, because I didn't watch her videos on purpose. I think she may have got the crochet one and the knit one. I'm not positive. Carrie will correct me in the comments. She always does. She's like, you're wrong. Oh, you're wrong. She's nice about it though. She's got that cute southern charm. Like she'll correct you, but she'll do it in a polite way, you know. I love Carrie Penny. I just think she's adorable. But she is very detailed with like what the price breakdown and the value is for all of the kits that she reviews. She is amazing. Like I watch her and I'm like, I wish I was that organized. I wish I was that detail oriented. I wish I was that everything. Like I adore her. I think she's fantastic. But $9.99 for 5 balls of that is a good deal, because I remember at AC Moore this yarn was like $6, $5, $4.99 or something. It was never, you never got this on sale 5 for $10 and a cute pattern. So even with the cost of shipping, I think that is well worth it. And then the Knit Club, this made me super happy. I will probably not use these knitting needles. I don't like straight needles, but I'm excited that there were needles in this package. That's like an extra present, an extra gift, extra prize. That made me happy. So, and this is a much bigger bag. And again, 5 skeins of yarn, 2 different kinds of yarn, and there's 2 different patterns in here for each kind of yarn, which to me makes the value even better. Even better. And the knit pattern for this is something I actually will probably know how to do, and I might actually try that. It is the bias scarf. I almost said scarf. Yeah. So there is, let's see. And then the second pattern is the Cityscape Shawl, which again looks easy. Like I know that I can do that. So I think I'm going to probably make both of these patterns. Maybe not before Christmas, but these are patterns I'm actually interested in making. Whereas the baby blankets that I got in a previous, I think it was August, we got baby blankets, and the baby blankets just, my brain was melting reading that pattern. I was like, I can't do this. I'm sure that I can, but there were so many steps that I was like, my brain was melting. I was like, I just can't focus on that right now with everything else going on in our world, my world specifically. But that looks really easy. And it kind of looks like, I know that it's different, but it kind of looks like another pattern that Ross from Smell Great Guy wrote. I think it's the crumple scarf, or I don't know. His website is smellslikeyarn.com, and all his patterns are on there and they're free. So go check him out if you're interested in anything that I'm talking about. And these are, I don't know, they just look easy enough patterns. Okay. It doesn't look difficult. So I'm probably going to actually put this somewhere to where I actually make this. And then there's Lion Brand plastic needles in here. They feel really plasticky and really like flimsy and cheap. They feel cheap. But I'm still gonna keep these because I might have a use for these one day. You never know. And they're US 11, so they're 8 millimeters. So they're good for like bulky yarn. And then the yarn that is in here is Lion Brand Frothy. Now, if you haven't been able to tell from watching this channel, I do not purchase a lot of Lion Brand yarn. Nothing personally against Lion Brand, but I don't like the Vanna's Choice yarn. It feels yucky to me. And like, I'm just very, I'm not a Lion Brand. It's not that I'm not a Lion Brand fan. It's just Lion Brand is not something I reach for first. You guys know I reach for Premier first. And so I don't have a lot of Lion Brand in here, but I love trying new yarns. And this yarn is cool. I love funky yarn like this. I don't mind, like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not using that. That's like a skinny homespun, or, you know, which I actually really love homespun. I like funky yarns. I don't mind working stuff. I think the colors are pretty. So I am definitely going to use this. I'm definitely going to make that pattern out of it, because I think I've never knit with any of this kind of yarn before. I've always crocheted with it. So yeah. And still, I don't have 100% feeling back in my fingers. So it just feels like a washcloth to me. It is 120 yards, machine wash, lay flat to dry, 87% acrylic, 13% polyester. So, yeah. I had a yarn like this that I found at the thrift store a while back. It was very similar to this. I think it was called Bernat Tizzy, I think. And that's what this reminds me of. Hopefully this doesn't break and cause a hazard like the Tizzy did. The Tizzy actually got discontinued because the strands would pull and break, and it became like a choking hazard for little kids, and it was labeled for little kids. And then there's 4 balls of color, Red Heart Colorscape. Are these the same color? No, 2 different colorways. This one is Bangkok, and this one is Mykonos. Mykonos. Those are really pretty. They're really pretty. I've never had any of the Colorscape, but Colorscape has been on clearance at Hirschner's for months and months and months for like $2 a ball. But if you figure $2 a ball clearance, and there's 4 of them, that's $8. Another $2 for this ball. That's a good deal for the kit, and they give you knitting needles and 2 patterns. So I'm totally happy with this. And I like working with those colors are so, this one is gorgeous. I love that. And that does look like Mykonos. Well, I've never been to Mykonos, but you know, every picture I've ever seen. The Greek Isles are all blue and crystally. Now watch me be completely incorrect about where Mykonos is, but I'm fairly confident in the Greek Isles. Just because we had a restaurant by where I used to live called Mykonos, and the owners were Greek. Their food was Greek. And they sold saganaki, which is so good. If you don't know what saganaki is, it's cheese that they set on fire and you eat it. Like flaming cheese. It's so good. So, Opa! Alright. I'm gonna go lose my mind. I'm gonna go decorate for Halloween. At some point this week, hopefully, I will have the Halloween decoration video up. It will probably be very short. My neighbor's house across the street is like really elevated, and I have permission always, she said, to come on her property whenever I need to photograph the house or to video the house, because every year I go up onto her property and I shoot at a wide angle of our house for like Halloween, Christmas, like whatever I decorate. Like, you know, probably I will go on her property if we ever decide to sell this house to get really good pictures for like real estate agent, whatever. But I asked her one year, I was like, you know, can I please? And she's like, you do not have to ask to come into my yard. I was like, all right, cool. And I explained to her why I photograph the house every year. And this goes back to Grandma, Chris's, Mr. Cinnamon's grandma. I like to send her pictures every year of our decorations because she gets excited about that. And so, yeah, I also like to share it on my Facebook, my personal Facebook. Because my family used to really, like when we lived in Michigan, they would come over and come see my decorations and hang out for the holidays, and that don't happen anymore. Anyway, that was the Mary Maxim Knit and Crochet Club. Do I recommend them? Yes, I do. I've had a lot of fun getting these kits. With the 2 kits together, it usually costs me around $40 a month because it's like $12.99 or $13.99, and then the cost of shipping is like $12 for both kits normally. And so like it varies like sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. This was $31, but sometimes it's closer to $45. I think it's worth it for me. It might not be for you. That's cool. You might only want 1 kit, and 1 kit would probably cost you $21 a month, which still is not bad. To me, it's like I'm getting a surprise gift every month, and I love a good mystery. I love mystery bags. I love surprises. I love trying yarns that I've never tried before. Pretty much all of those yarns I've never really had in my stash even. All this yarn, I don't have any of those. I like trying new yarn. I may hate the yarn, I may hate the pattern some months, but I could also gift that away to somebody else that crochets or knits. I can put it away for, like, my sister learns to crochet. I can, you know, give her a kit for Christmas and be like, here's a kit. You might enjoy it. I don't, but you might. So yeah, for me, it's worth the money. It might not be for you, and that's cool. No pressure. I don't make anything by telling you this opinion. I order these because I think they're fun, and I show them to you because a lot of people ask about them. A lot of people love seeing these reviews. They like seeing what's in the mystery kits. They love seeing what's in the kits. They love, like, you know, having all the options open to them, because there's a lot of kits on the market. There's a lot. There's fancy bougie yarn kits. There's fancy hook kits. There's these kits that are like more, I wouldn't say they're low end. They are they're cheaper, they're more accessible yarns. I am perfectly cool with that, because some of the yarns that I've gotten in here has been like the fancy pants yarn, and I paid $10 for it, and that to me is just, that's worth the price all day long. I'm going round and round. I keep repeating myself. I feel like I'm repeating. My chair is cracking every time I move. I never did WD-40 this chair. I never replaced it, so it's still my backless broken chair I'm sitting on. But it works good because I can sit here and then throw it under the table because we're still doing homeschooling half of the week. In school schooling the other half of the week. Can I tell you, it's been fun. I like sending the kids off to school 2 days a week. I really wish it was full time. I dropped little man off at school Friday, and it was my first day completely alone. And this is just between us. Mr. Cinnamon was home Thursday, so we had fun. We went out to lunch. It was really a nice day. We had a nice day together, but Friday is the first day I was alone since March, by myself. I dropped little man off at the door. I got to the parking lot. I blasted my radio so loud on the 2-minute ride home. I was so happy. Just those 2 minutes. So happy. And of course the video's over, and now the lawnmower is over. So now we know that it takes him 22 minutes to mow the grass. Knowledge! We're learning! Alright, I'm going to shut up now because this video's been way long enough. I'm sorry for the rambling. I think I missed you guys because I didn't make a video on Friday, but, you know, we're making up for lost time. So be on the lookout. Sometime this week I'm going to try to, these videos, they're going to be out of order. So if I talk about something and you haven't seen it yet, it will be in the future. Or if I talk about something and you already saw it, you know what I'm talking about. Well, with that, I'm going to let you go, and I will see you in the next one, whatever that one is. Bye, guys.